Hi everybody, it's the old bear from the Old Bear's Den of Bigfoot, and I'm out here in my lounging clothes. And I got my stick still. I got my walking stick. I love this thing. It's a beautiful piece of art, and thank you very much for making this. I love it. But anyway, I'm going to bring you a story about three young ladies this past summer in a neighborhood in Virginia, near Strasburg, Virginia. These three young ladies were laying out and, getting sunbathing. It was in August, late year, and they were sunbathing. And you know how teenage girls, these girls weren't 13, 14 years old. These girls were 17 and 18. Excuse me. Got something in my eye. Brings back memory of my daughter wanting to lay out and stuff. Didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. Anyway, they're laying there in bikinis, and they are laying there for a while, and it's getting to be late afternoon. And the one girl, the older girl, the one that lived there at the house, was there, and they're not that far from the back door. They're quite a bit from the wood line. She heard something, and it sounded like footsteps, heavy footsteps coming their way through the yard. It was like thump, 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 thump. Well, she rose up, holding her top, I hope, and turned over. And she looked right across the pool that they were laying on the deck for the above ground pool, and looked over, and she saw this creature standing there, and she screamed, and the other girls jumped up and turned over, and they saw it, and they screamed. Well, when they screamed, their mother come out. Now, the mother is the one that told me this. They were laying there, and the girls were screaming. The mom comes outside, and this creature is standing there in the backyard looking at these girls from about 20 or 30 feet away from the pool and the deck, and is standing there with, well, I'll just say it. He was sexually aroused to these girls laying out with pretty much hardly any clothes on. And it didn't appear, according to the mother, that it was an old creature. It looked like it was fairly young. So it must have been a juvenile male. She said this thing was probably 6 or 7 foot tall. So it had to be a juvie. And it also was aroused. And she said that it was kind of had saliva on its chin and everything right here. So I don't know what that meant. Maybe they do that whenever they procreate. But that's what she was describing the creature, and it was a black fur. Now this is summertime. Hot summer month, August. Why it would be out in the heat like that, I don't know. I guess it was just bothered. So, the girls jumped up and took off the deck and ran in the house, and the mother walked in, ran into the house behind them, made sure they got in first, and then got in and shut the door. And they could look out, and this thing finally, after the girls left, it turned and started towards the wood line. And when the mother looked back through the glass on the door, it was pretty much a glass door. Had wood around the outside of it. When she turned around and looked, this creature was entering the woods. Now, the distance between the pool area and the wood line is about 100 feet. So this thing moved faster than a man could. in just a few seconds it was at the wood line, and she watched it run off into the woods. And they've never had anything like that happen before. This was the first time and only time that they've ever had an experience with anything coming out of the woods, looking at their daughter and their daughter's friend. Needless to say, the girls don't lay out no more. They hadn't laid out since then. Mom won't let them, and Dad has taken to putting up a fence at the back side of their property, a chain link fence with barbed wire through it, and they've not had any more issues. So it's kind of a strange happening, strange occurrence. But evidently Bigfoot thinks pretty young girls are sexually arousing. So let me know what you think in the comments, and we love y'all, and this is Old Bear out of here.